You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live.
Athletes. Featuring in-depth interviews with athletes and members of the sports industry.
Black Hollywood Live. Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live,
Athletes.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, sports fans, and welcome to another episode of BHL's Athletes. I'm your host, Thaddeus Massey, and joining us today is former Pac-10 record breaker and NFL wide receiver standout, Derek Hagan.
What's up, bro?
What's going on?
Chilling, man. Chilling.
I'm glad you made it.
Yeah, back here in Cali. Can't complain.
Yeah,
so,
all the way from the east.
Yeah, man. East Coast, West Coast.
Right.
We all over, so.
Right.
Back here, back in the valley.
Back in the valley. One of the things we want to do here is, just get your fans to know a little bit about you.
Right.
Your fans probably don't know as much about you. When you go to some of the other networks, they get those sound bites or those clips just about what happened at the game. Mm-hmm. They don't really know you per se. So let's learn a little bit about you. You're from Palmdale, California.
Oh, yeah. Way.
He didn't think I knew that. He didn't think I knew about Palmdale.
Way out there in the desert, man. I don't think y'all know about it, but, we out there in the desert.
Now for the exactly. For the hometown fans that are like from L.A., people that are L.A. natives know that Palmdale is like an extension of LA, kind of, sort of, because you probably were out there back in the time when a lot of people had merged and moved from LA to the Palmdale, Lancaster area.
Yeah.
And the athletic programs out there actually kind of made a name for themselves. Did you play Pop Warner ball?
Yep, played all that. I played Pop Warner out here in the valley with the North Valley Golden Bears way back when.
Did you really? I think my little cousin played for them too.
Up over there in Sylmar.
In Sylmar, okay.
Yeah.
So you did you play any other positions besides receiver coming up? What was like your favorite position growing up?
Man, I actually started off as a DN.
What?
As a little kid, a little scrawny, maybe I was probably about 50 pounds, give or take, playing DN. Didn't know nothing about football, but was just like, hey, just hit the guy with the ball, and that was just about it. And just took off from there.
Were you tall? Were you tall for your age? Like long arms? Because if you're a DN, they probably look at you like you might have been one of the bigger kids for your age, and you are tall. So you about 6'2", 6'3"?
I'm 6'2".
You 6'2"?
Yeah.
So you might have been like a little bigger for your age.
Man, I was small, bruh.
You were small?
Tell you the truth, man. I was small. I was scrawny, skinny. Probably didn't have any muscles on my body. So it was, but playing DN at that small, you didn't know nothing. It was just like, hey, just go out there and hit somebody. So it didn't matter where I was at. But as long as they was like, hit the dude with the ball, I was cool with it.
Right.
Went from there.
So is that your passion? Like, did you start off passionate about the game? Like, oh, I want to play this? Or was it something you kind of got tossed in and then you learned to love the game? Because, I like to, we want to know like how how it started.
Man, for me, really, I started playing baseball first.
Really?
Yeah, I was a baseball player.
That's something I would have never learned.
I was that dude playing baseball, but now it just progressed. It was one day, I guess my dad talked to somebody at work and was like, maybe, you should put him in football, try him in football, and it put me out on the football field, and it just shot off from there, and I just fell in love with it, fell in love with running the ball, hitting people, and just took off, and here I am now. So
right.
But I do think back like, damn, I should have never quit playing baseball, because I'm like, look at what they make in baseball compared to what they making in football. I'm like, man.
And they play so many games.
Yeah.
They play a lot of games.
Yep.
They make a lot of money.
What?
Too.
Cash money.
They make a lot of
cash.
And they're not running into each other full speed either.
Nah, none of that.
But okay. So you played Pop Warner, and then you kind of moved on to the ranks, and you went to Palmdale High School.
Yep.
Where you did your thing there. Now, did you learn to play a little offense, obviously, before you get to high school, or was that where the transition was?
No, it started in youth. I started playing running back. That was a position. That was you could run the ball and run somebody over, you was good.
That explains the open field, the good running ability after catching the ball, because as a running back, you really have to know how to run in tight spaces.
Yeah.
So as a receiver out there on that island, it's a little easier for you if you played running back before. You looking like don't
yeah,
you get a little bit of separation for this dude right here? Don't give me a little bit.
Yep, got plenty of space.
You got all that space out there.
All that space
around.
to work with. So.
Okay, so you play a little RB.
Uh-huh.
In high school, when did you like dedicate to being that dude at receiver?
Man, that was probably my junior year. That's when I started playing receiver because I hit a growth spurt. I was only my ninth grade, 10th grade year. I probably weighed, I'd say about $120, $130, $140. I was skinny, man.
Wow.
I was real skinny, bro.
Right.
And then my sophomore year came around, and I just shot up. Next thing you know, I'm about 6'1". About 170 pounds, something like that. So I'm feeling good. So they're like, oh, no, you're going to go out and play receiver.
Right.
And started playing receiver, and, that's what I've been doing ever since.
Because your junior year and your senior year, I think you were like the team leader your junior year and senior year of all the yardage and receptions and everything.
Yep, and that was in high school. So I got the most receptions and most yardage in high school.
Right.
So that that record still stands to this day. So shout out to anybody at Palmdale High School playing football that's thinking about breaking them records. You got to put in some work and then go ahead and take them.
Right. They come to the locker room and look up and say, I gotta beat Derek Hagan. I gotta get these records. I gotta take these banners down. But that's actually great, something to aspire towards because that inspires some young cats that are there right now.
Yeah.
Are looking and seeing your name in the record books.
Right.
Like, that's what I need to accomplish. To know that I'm doing something. I mean, think about it. Like, look where you're at, and look how many young men actually make it. And
not that many.
Not that many. So if you could even get close to some of those numbers, they're thinking like, man, maybe I can get to college, get recruited, and that's something that's really, commendable. That's a great accomplishment, just even at that level because it's very inspirational for young men and young guys. Did you ever go back? Have you ever?
Yeah, I always go back, right? Since I'm in town right now, I try to go back probably, once or twice a week just to get out there and see what the football team is doing. Because right now it's off season, so the only time they really have time to be on the field is on Wednesdays. So, I'm fortunate enough to get back and check those guys out and see what they're doing.
All right.
So they still out there balling.
They still out there balling.
Still balling.
And it's hot out there too.
It's hot, but it's Palmdale. Palmdale's a #1 high school out in the Antelope Valley. So it's like they steadily putting guys out to college. A lot of guys are getting put out, and then that's what you want to see.
Right. So so after Palmdale, you were recruited.
Yeah.
Now, how did you make the decision to go to Arizona State? Because you did some numbers.
Right.
You had schools calling you. You taking trips. You doing your thing. And I know that has to be, I know from experience, but it's one of the most heinous experiences for a young man to try to figure out, unless, of course, you're a fan of the school that you already want to go to. But, it's one thing to say what you're going to do when you win the lotto, but when you do win the lotto, you're like, what am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? Kind of thing.
Right.
Well, how did you, come to this decision to commit to Arizona State?
Man, I originally committed to UNLV.
Really?
I was headed out to Vegas. I was going to Vegas. Don't ask why.
And can't do nothing.
Yeah.
And you're not even 21 years old yet.
Yeah. So everybody knows why I committed to Vegas. It's just Las Vegas. 18 years old. Taking my first recruiting trip, and it's like, man, the lights just got me. All the lights just got me in Vegas, and committed to Vegas. Then I had actually the first night I was in Vegas, I committed, which is crazy. I was sold as soon as I got there. So wait, I'm here. Wait. Sign me up.
Okay, what can you tell us about what that trip was like? Because Vegas it's hard to turn down Vegas.
Yeah,
even you're not old enough to be there.
Right.
But it's hard to turn that. It's a town that's just very attractive. So how did you not go
I
there?
think just being around campus. You're 18, leaving the house for the first time, going off to Vegas. I mean, it wasn't my first time in Vegas, but really just hanging out with the guys on the team and them just taking me out, showing me a good time, showing me the city, the the campus and all that, and everything else that goes around. I'm just
because the campus is right by the strip, I think.
Yeah, it's right by the strip. So
I pass by it every time I go. I say, oh, there's going to be.
So I'm like, man, this is how it's going to be. We after the game, we hitting the strip, we going to party. I'm like, cool, sign me up. I wouldn't think about nothing else. Nothing else.
Running the Rebels.
Yep.
The Running Rebels. So okay. So then how did you become a Sun Devil?
Man, that was they were recruiting me as a corner, because I was a big corner. I was about 6'1", 6'2".
Right, because you did play both ways in high school.
Yeah, high school I played both ways,
Yeah.
and they, I told them I didn't want to play corner. I told them I want to play receiver. You know what I'm saying? Because receivers get all the shine.
Right.
If you're on offense, you getting the shine. You know what I mean? You getting all the perks and everything that come with it. So I told them like, okay, I don't want to play corner. I want to play receiver. And they was like, no, you can't play receiver. We were recruiting me as a corner. So they stopped recruiting me.
Really?
I'm like, okay. So they started recruiting this other dude, and I guess they seen some game tape of me playing receiver against him, and he was a corner, and they seen me killing him.
All right.
So then they was like, okay, we're gonna offer you as receiver.
We won't say his name.
I don't even remember his name, but
Exactly.
so then they offered me, and I was like, okay, I'm going to Arizona State. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to be. I took the recruiting trip and stuff, and I'm like, I start thinking UNLV, Arizona State, Pac-10, going to be on TV, ABC, ESPN, all that. I'm like, I can't go to UNLV. I got to go to Vegas. I mean, I got to go to Arizona State. And it's like the best decision I ever made, switching up and going to Arizona State. And, there's a lot more out there, a lot more to do. And, nice campus, great education out there. And
now,
sky's the limit.
ASU is in Tempe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, it's really hot out there. I mean, you guys think that L.A. or Palmdale or wherever but you were kind of used to the heat. Did it affect you at all? Because it's really, really hot and dry, and that weather does play a factor with sports, especially with a sport like football that you're exposed to the elements. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, you just know when to go outside and when not to go outside. In the summertime, it's going to be like 100, 110, 115. So you got to get ready for that. But most of that time, it's like, oh, we're in a house. There's no reason to be outside. No reason to be outside.
AC.
When it's that hot, AC going, all that.
Okay, so how was it? How was the freshman year? Freshman year, you did pretty well.
Yeah, freshman year went well, man. Obviously first time being away from home, being away from the parents, the family and all that, going off to college, being the first one to go. So, any other kids out there, working hard to get where I was at, keep working. But, other than that, freshman experience was a blast, man. This is Arizona State. This is #1 party school in the country. So
I think isn't that where that's where Joe, what's his name, did a lot. He used to go to Arizona all the time. The Girls Gone Wild guy.
Right.
He used to always go to Arizona because I've been to Arizona a bunch of times. I actually had some teammates that were from Arizona, and Arizona's like one of the most underrated fun places to go and be.
Right.
Just because of the weather, everybody is amicable and it's fun. It's really, really fun place to be. Like to go to college there. That's probably one of the only places that is like fun besides like Vegas or like LA.
Yep.
Because it's really just a really good time in Arizona. So I know you had a good time. And that's from personal experience. And if you haven't been to Arizona, you guys need to go to Arizona.
Get to AZ.
Yeah, get to AZ. AZ's a blast.
Got a lot going on out there. A whole lot.
So when you went there your freshman year, what was the plan? Were you expected to be thrown in the mix so quickly?
Not from that standpoint, but my mindset going in was like, man, I'm coming in to play. I'm not used to sitting on the bench. I've been, coming out of high school. If you're going to college, everybody's been a star in high school. You've been that man, been that dude, that guy. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I got out there. I had like 3 or 4 guys in front of me, but they were all older. You know what I mean? So I just went in and was like, hey, I want to play. So freshman camp, I just went in and did my thing and just took off from there. Got the coach's attention. This guy can play at this level. Exactly. And, they seen what I can do and they, let me go. I guess I was like the number 3, number 4 receiver at that time. But, I ended up breaking a freshman record that they had up there that stood, for like 30 years from John Jefferson. Oh, wow. So broke his record. Yeah, you broke like freshman. I think you broke a freshman Pac-10 record. Yeah. At the time as well. Yep. And that's he's still breaking records. Man, that's what it was about. High school breaking records. Got to college breaking records as a freshman already coming in. So okay, now you've made a name for yourself, and then you're moving on through the ranks in college, and you were able to actually eclipse
some actual school records
Yeah.
at Arizona State University.
Yeah.
And some of those records are still standing. In
All
fact,
of them. Not some. All of them.
I knew he was going to do that. In fact, all of them are still standing.
Yeah.
Receptions, yardage.
Yep.
There's more.
A whole lot more.
There's a lot more.
Touchdowns. 100-yard games.
100-yard games.
Man, that's a lot.
You have a lot of records.
Yep.
It was so funny. I was reading the list, and then I just lost. I was like, this dude has like every record at that school.
Man, it's hard work.
Number 80.
Hard work. That 80, you see him up there. And that's like for my, what is this? This picture's from my sophomore year?
That's your sophomore year?
Sophomore, junior year, one of those two.
I figured it was like
skinny, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was a little skinny there. You put on some meat since then. I said he must have been like freshman, sophomore.
That's about 190.
You about 190 right there?
Skinny.
That skinny is over 6 feet. Yeah, that's a little lean.
Yeah, I was lean.
Yeah,
you know.
But you got like a nice long wingspan too. That helps you get a little.
Yeah.
On the DBs,
right?
You know,
you got to be able to mush them. You know, you got to be able to mush those little dudes. Like back up,
right.
Get off me, back.
You played other sports in high school besides football? So you ran track.
Yep.
And you played basketball.
Basketball and baseball.
You played baseball in high school too?
Yep.
So you were four sports.
Four sports. I did them all.
You played 4 sports?
Yeah. But I stopped playing.
Really?
I stopped playing baseball after my sophomore year. I think that was like the worst decision I ever made.
He still regret that. He said that was the worst decision.
I should have stopped. I should have kept playing. Don't quit sports, man. You playing sports, play all the sports. Don't stop.
Yeah, do everything you can for as long as you can. Because you don't want to end up regretting.
Man, and I think about it all the time, man.
It's hard to say that because you still made it to the league, and still got drafted.
Yeah,
that's still a dream come true. But when you're really good at something else, you kind of like, dang, I should have. Why didn't I keep this up as well? And you were pretty good at track also.
I was all right.
You was all right. You was all right. Track. You had wheels, man. Come on.
Yeah, I had wheels.
I was a 4.40 at your height. That's not easy.
Right.
You know. So and then when you track, they don't have 40-yard dash. It's like 100. So that's when you get that stride. Really get to get to work for you.
Open up on them.
Yeah, exactly.
See me out these blocks.
Right.
Let's go.
So basketball, was that just something that they recruited you at to play in high school, or was that more like, I think I would play basketball?
It was more. I mean, because a couple of my other friends was playing, and I knew I had a little game, so I was like, let me go out here and try to see if I can play. And high school, you're just trying to do anything to keep you active, and that's what it was all about, staying active. And we were okay. We weren't like that dominant school out in Palmdale, but we held our own. So we did what we could. Did they
recruit you in any other of those sports when you got to Arizona State?
Baseball,
they try to.
It was more for baseball, but I just was like, nah, I'm done playing baseball. I just want to focus on football. So and just took it from there.
You're like, I'm here for football. I got my scholarship in football. Let me just be the best I can be.
It.
And that makes sense because sometimes you don't want to divvy your energy up in too many baskets.
Right.
So you can get the most out of this one basket.
Right.
That you committed to.
I mean, you got some guys playing both sports out there, but I just wasn't one of them.
Right.
So.
It's very rare. It's the higher level you get, the more demanding the sport becomes.
Yeah.
And just the technical attention that's needed to compete on a collegiate and professional level becomes way more intense.
Yeah.
So it's very rare.
Right.
There's very few guys that have played multiple sports.
You got to have game. Prime time is one.
Prime time, Bo Jackson, the kid Jameis, the kid who just won a Heisman, Jameis Winston.
He's doing that right now.
Yeah, he's playing baseball right now. He's in baseball season right now at Florida State. But it's very rare.
Yeah.
I mean, even to take it to even doing it in high school when you're that great. I mean, in college, on the collegiate level, to take it to the professional level is like unheard
of.
Yeah,
you gotta have game.
Yeah,
you got to have game.
You gotta be superb.
You gotta top notch game.
Right, God was like ding, like you can be the one kind of thing. Okay, so Arizona State breaking records. He still holds all the records. This dude is
it's been some time.
It has been a little bit.
Right.
So you got it there. 05-ish. It was 05, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, it was 05 was I think it was your last season, and you got drafted. Now when this draft day came around, were you sitting back thinking, how, because it's a whole nother level to go to the pro game than knowing you the man in high school. You learn a little bit more about the business in college, because college is business. They give you the business mind a little bit more about the sport.
A little bit, not too much.
A little bit more, just a little bit. And you start learning, you're like, okay, if I'm in college and if I excel at this level, I could potentially go to the pro level.
Right.
But then you have way more media attention.
A whole lot.
You playing in one of the biggest conferences in the country. Yep. I like to say that Pac-10, which is now the Pac-12, is the biggest.
It is.
Let me go ahead and address this real quick.
All right, go ahead. Knock it out.
Two Pac-10 guys here. And let me tell you why the Pac-10, to me, it's the Pac-12 now, is the most competitive league in the country. To me, from just my years of watching the sport from the time I was a little one, any given Saturday, a team from the Pac-10 or the Pac-12 can knock off another team. Right. It's never really, even though there's a couple teams that have dominated, through those years. Right. Those interconference battles have always been a toss-up, and I think that's what has always hurt the Pac in national rankings.
Right, yeah, because every team is beating every team. Right. So that's what it comes down to. It's like, USC was dominant for that 10, 12-year run, 12-year stretch, and just killing teams, killing folks. Me being at Arizona State, I never beat SC, so that makes me mad, because I ain't never had a chance to beat SC. But I'm like, every team is constantly beating one another, and it kills the rankings. But when you got a competitive conference, you can't ask for anything else. It's just you got to bring your A game each and every week. And Pac-12.
Yeah, Pac-12. Now I beat SC every year for 5 years, but then again, I didn't get drafted. Right. So I'd rather get drafted and lose to SC for 5 years, probably.
I didn't beat them not one time, man. Sorry, Arizona State. Right. Sorry. I apologize. Please accept it.
It's all good. I'm sure they've gotten over it.
I hope so.
They're happy that you got drafted. You represent the school. Great. So third round, did you already have an idea? Are you expecting to go higher? Are you expecting to go lower? What were your expectations coming out of school? Knowing that you've accomplished what you've accomplished, your agents are telling you this, you're hearing reports about this. What kind of emotions were bottled up, and where were you at the time that?
Well, I was expecting to go first round. That's just a mindset. But, sometimes when you're doing so many, like the pre-combine events, just going to the combine and the Senior Bowl and the the workouts that you're having with the coaches, that stuff can make or break you. And I didn't have a good showing, at the combine, even though I ran a 4.4, but when I had hands of stone, I couldn't catch the ball.
Really?
At that time, just coming out, and that, when I think back and look back at it, it was like, man, I was just nervous. You know what I mean? So I went from being a first-round pick to a third-round pick, and getting drafted by the Dolphins, and just went from there. So
So you've been quite the journeyman a little bit.
I've been all over.
You've been all over. So Dolphins.
Yep.
Giants.
Yep.
Raiders.
Yep.
After that,
Silver and black.
Yeah. Then you went to the Bills.
Yep.
And then back to the Raiders. To Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Well traveled.
You have value.
That's what it's all about.
Because the journeyman thing is really it takes, like, from, if you study sports, to go from one team to the next, you definitely have a value that's intangible. And this is a lot of people that are fans that aren't in the game or professionally, they don't really know the business behind
all the behind the scenes stuff.
Exactly. There's so much that goes on politically or whatever or whatnot that, to go from one, it's like this person has intangibles. It's like this person's bankable, is reliable. Right. What was your experience like playing with the Raiders? That's a home. That's a LA.
Right.
brand. That's a LA.
They need to come back to LA.
You think so?
I think so. I mean, it's nice being up in Oakland. Oakland's
Right.
fun, you know, Bay Area. Shouts out to the Bay Area, but
And they got the 49ers anyway
They do.
in the Bay.
yep, they
Well,
do.
we
They
don't have
got-
nothing down here.
LA needs a team, man. We need a football team because USC, that's not the pro team out here. We need
No.
we need a legit pro team so that these fans can go out and root for, and hopefully they'll get one out here soon. So
What do you
we'll
think
see
it
what
would
happens.
take to get the Raiders down here?
Man, honestly, if they don't get a new stadium out there, I think they're going to make the move. You know, I don't know what Mark Davis is going to do, the owner, but, you know, they need a stadium. That's one thing, and it's 2014, and that stadium was built way back, I think, in the 50s or early 60s, something like that. So
Yeah.
that stadium's got some years on it. It's breaking down. You know, sinks are leaking, everything. Too many problems up there.
He said, the pipes are
Oakland,
bursting.
yeah.
The pipes are bursting up there in
Man.
Oakland. I mean, we would love to get them back here. They played when they were down here before at the Coliseum. Mm-hmm. And they seem to have increased their fan base even after they left, which is weird because
Yeah.
who gets more fans after the team
Well,
leaves
that-
and goes somewhere else?
Well, that shield is a brand, man.
That Shield is a brand.
It's a brand, and
What did it mean to you to be able to play
for the Raiders.
for the Raiders?
Oh man, that was that was a dream come true. For real talk. Just because I grew up a Raider fan, I grew up going to the games as a kid.
Right,
you
they
know
were
what I
out
mean?
here,
Yeah,
right.
they was out here. So you know, my pops used to take me to the games. You know, we should go Sunday, catch a game, and that's all I remember. You know, I had my face painted silver and black. You know,
Oh,
trying to put
wow.
everything on. You know, I'm trying to blend in with everybody else.
Right.
And then to finally, you know, to get the opportunity to play for them, it was a dream come true. Rocking that silver and black, you know, wearing that number 80. You know, I wear that after Jerry Rice, so just in case y'all didn't know. But, you know,
Yeah.
having that number 80 on and playing for the Raiders, that's a, you know, great organization to play for.
Who would you say was your favorite? Who'd you have? I don't want to say favorite. Who'd you have the most chemistry with as a QB? As that receiver, the receiver QB connection.
From any team that I played on, man, I'd say Eli Manning. You know, when I played for the Giants
Yeah.
for 3 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, we had that thing going on. So,
Right.
So it was like he knew where I was going to be, and I knew where I needed to be, so he was able to get me the ball.
Right.
So if you don't have that connection with the quarterback, you know, it's
hard.
The time is going to be off.
It is.
It's going to be all off.
Because sometimes people can't understand the reason why a talented quarterback over here, and then you put a talented receiver over here,
Yeah.
and how sometimes it just doesn't work.
Right.
You know, can you explain a little bit of how that relationship, like, because that relationship is very
It's
intimate.
Yeah.
and people, right?
You're right. It's you got to be closely connected.
Yes, you
got
do.
to, because it's like
Steve Young,
Yep.
Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, like those relationships are like fraternal twins. It's
Yeah.
like this weird thing, you know, to have that connection.
you need that.
It is a very intimate thing.
Yeah.
What is that like? Like, is it more than just route running and getting out there? It's like, let's go throw. We got to throw.
Oh, it's a lot more than that, because the only
else?
thing
Yeah.
everybody sees is what we do on Sundays. You know, nobody really sees all the you know, the hard work we put in that Monday through Sunday, or even in the off season. You know, it's countless hours of making sure everything's right, whether it's you know, going over the plays, running routes, catching the ball, making sure if I got like a 12-yard curl route, you know, I got to make sure I'm getting the 12 yards and coming back and being in that right spot, because, you know, let's just say if Eli or any quarterback is getting pressured, sometimes he's just going to throw the ball blind. He's just going to throw it.
right.
But he wants to know that I'm going to be there. So you have to consistently do that. And, you know, that's how it is. You got to be on the same page, just because, so he knows that if he's getting pressure, he's just able to get rid of the ball and get it there, and you're going to be at 12 yards without him even looking over there.
right.
So got to be on point with him.
Right.
Got to hang out with him, do all those things. So,
Right.
you know, quarterbacks get all the shine, but you got to make them look good.
Right.
Got to make them look good.
I know I got a chance to play a little receiver in high school, and to me, I used to love getting the passes that weren't exactly like in my chest. The ones that
Right.
I had to go get a little bit,
Oh, you got to show them miss.
so you could show
Yeah.
like, you know, okay, because that usually makes you look good.
Right.
So you got plenty of those opportunities, and I'm not throwing no QBs under the bus,
right?
But you got plenty of those opportunities to show that this dude's a receiver.
Had a little game, man.
Right.
I still got some games, so
yeah, he still got some games.
Still got it.
This dude's legs are still there.
Still churning.
DB, who would you say was the most challenging DB?
Oh man, hands down, I'm going with Darrell Revis.
Really?
Off top.
Okay.
That's a bad boy.
Is he?
He got game.
He's kind of tall too, isn't he?
He's about 6 foot, maybe
Yeah.
5'11", something around there.
Okay.
So I would say Revis, just because I faced him. I know everybody right now is talking about Richard Sherman. But, I'm going to tell you.
Richard Sherman is talking about Richard Sherman.
Yeah, he's talking about himself. So, but I'm going to tell you, Darrell Revis, man, that's that guy. And he's that playmaker.
Right.
He is that playmaker.
Yeah, Revis is the real deal.
And he's coming off an injury. So, hopefully, this year he'll be 100% and get back to doing what he's been doing.
Right. Those legs, those legs will be fresh.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you're a free agent right now.
Yep.
What's the deal? What's going on? We want to see you out there.
Man, I'm trying to get back. So, I got my agent doing his job.
Right.
I'm out here doing my job, staying in shape, and just getting ready. That's it. Because you never know what can happen. Obviously we're in April right now. The draft's coming around, and probably about another 2-3 weeks.
Right.
So it's just all about staying ready. And the phone is ringing, but I just gotta make sure it's the right opportunity for myself. I just don't want to jump into something and just be like,
right,
and be in a bad situation. So it's
Right.
always like right now, it's really a big old waiting game right now.
Right.
That's all it is. Guys are getting signed, but some guys will just wait till after the draft to really get put on and go from there.
Right. And that's another thing I want to explain to the fans is the business part. You want to make sure that you put yourself as a businessman in the right situation because you have a brand to protect,
right,
as well, and you want to make sure that brand is properly utilized in the way that it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you want a job, of course, but you still want to make sure that you're in the right situation because you never know. You never know. I remember being in college and guys getting recruited just so opponent wouldn't have the guy.
Right.
This is something that people don't know about in sports.
It's crazy, man. The business side.
It's cutthroat.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I tell people. I said, look, if you can make it as a professional athlete, if you can get to the professional level, you can make it entertainment because it's way more cutthroat because of the time span that you have to actually perform is a much shorter time span than, acting or singing. This is things you can do until the day you die. As an athlete, you have only so much time to do what you can do while you can do it. And that's another thing that's so highly respected about athletes, to even make it as far as you've come.
Mm-hmm.
This dude, if you're looking at this guy right now, this guy has like an amazing smile. His pearly whites, I'm going to call on Colgate or Crest or somebody to give this guy a call.
Talk to me.
You don't have to Photoshop this dude. Some people I know some people who got these commercials, got yellow teeth, out there getting these commercials, and all they do is Photoshop.
Right.
Like, you ain't got to Photoshop this guy.
No.
His pearly whites are on
man.
point. He's got a great smile. Mm-mm. Have you thought about commentating or anything? Like, what are your plans for the future after? Because it has been how many years has it been? It's been
I played 7 years already.
So it's been 7 years. So I know when you get to this point, you got to kind of start thinking about your life after sports. What have you surmised or some things that you would like to do after your athletic career? You decide, I've had enough, I'm calling it quits, I want to move on with my life and do something else. Because that day comes for everybody.
It does. And I've been thinking about that. So, fortunately for me, I've already started that. I've already started commentating. I've already started doing the sports casting and the broadcasting. So, I go on Fox Sports Radio every now and then on Kirk Morrison's show, on the Jason Bateman show. So you'll hear me on there every now and then. And that's what it's all about. So I'm back out here in L.A., networking, doing what I can do to make sure when I do want to call it quits, I already have that other stuff lined up.
Right.
So broadcasting, obviously, that's something I really want to do, and I'm steadily progressing, steadily working on that.
Right.
When I was living out in Houston, I was fortunate enough to get brought on with Comcast Sportsnet out there, so I was able to break down games, and so everything for me is going great. Obviously, I still got room to improve, so I'm just taking it day by day, and we'll see where it goes. But for now, I know that's going to be there for me. But I know I still want to play football. But if that doesn't happen, I'm like, hey, I'm back out here in LA. And, trying to get it going. So any networks out there, you need some help, hit me up.
Hey, well, I think I might hit him up first. Come on here. It's always
Talk
good
to
have
me,
an NFL
please.
player.
Talk to me.
Derek Hagan's in the house. What are you involved in? Any like nonprofits? You have any like things that you like to do, like in your downtime, like when away from sports that you just like to do besides play video games?
Man, I don't even play video games.
Good.
That's
what I said. Besides playing video games,
I don't play video games. I used to play them all the time, but
Right.
I've been retired for like 2-3 years.
2 or 3 years off the
You know,
games?
I gave it up. I'm like, man, I'm about to hit 30, so don't look it. But it's coming around.
You don't
but
look 30 at all. Not even close.
But I like to golf, man. I'm
Really?
a guy that's always out on the golf course. If I got nothing to do, that's where you're gonna catch me at, is on the golf course.
On the green.
On the green.
Tiger Woods.
I don't know about shooting like Tiger, but I'm working on it. Steadily progressing.
Steady progressing.
Steadily progressing.
Working on your golf game.
Working on that. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a whole nother respect of an athlete right there.
You gotta have patience and play some golf.
Yeah, you
That's
really
for
do.
sure.
It's probably one of the most technical sports that you can possibly, and you're just competing with yourself at the end of the day with that, when that's concerned. So awesome. You like to play golf in your downtime.
Right.
Married, kids,
Married.
family.
Yeah.
Married.
Yep. Been married for 3 years, so
Yeah.
going good. Can't complain.
So that's kind of just broken out of the newlywed.
Yeah.
Out of the newlywed phase.
Right. Still having a good time.
Still having a good time.
Oh yeah.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Well, where can we find you until next time? Where can your fans come find Derek Hagan? Twitter, Instagram, social media, Facebook.
Right.
Where can they find you?
Man, I'm only on Twitter. You catch me at Twitter. That's at dhagan80. DHAGAN 80, not EN. Get at me, holler at me. You'll catch me on there talking about any and everything when I'm on. So,
And I'm gonna encourage this guy to get an Instagram page and take some selfies, because this dude, this smile, I'm telling you, got this
man.
smile, this $1 million smile. But people are gonna be able to catch you doing some commentating as well.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to see you live,
right.
and in living color, besides platforms like BHL's Athletes.
Oh man, I like this. Y'all got to bring me back. I mean, I see y'all do it big, and I haven't been on in a while, so I'm glad to be back up in here.
I'm gonna have to probably bring you back in a year to see how everything is going, to do an update with you.
Always.
See what's going on with the hometown heroes. Well, until next time, I'm your host, Thaddeus Massey. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Club Thaddeus, and GQ.Nerd.Tech. So until next time, sports fans, and see you guys next time.
Peace.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.
Thanks for watching Black Hollywood Live on YouTube. For more in-depth interviews and news, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion in the comment section below here. See you soon, everyone. Bye.